Hello plant community, it's almost springtime. Hello plant community, I'm Pam, and if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and let's just get right into it. As I made a mention, we are in the month of March, which means in a few weeks or so, or a couple of days, whenever I post this video, we will be entering the spring season. And I just thought that it would be a good idea for me to take the opportunity to share with you guys a few plants in my collection that have just not even acknowledged the fact that we were in winter and that they were supposed to be sleeping and resting and preparing themselves for this upcoming spring. These plants have been continuously growing under my care throughout the entire winter season, and I just felt like that they do in fact deserve the spotlight. So without further ado, and I think I have not a whole lot of them, but six, I think six that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, let's just get right into it, you guys. I'm going to start off with my philodendron. What's this called? It's not the lemon lime, but this is the golden goddess. When I got it, you guys, it was literally probably like down here. I've had this plant for maybe, if I had to judge, it's been less than a year. I know that. And I just recently added another part of the totem pole because it just started shooting out more and more of the leaves. And if you can see right here, it's actually preparing itself to do another leaf that will be coming out shortly. So pretty soon, as you can see, I may actually have to add another one to make it taller. But it's just so beautiful. It has not stopped growing, you guys. It's just been rewarding me with one leaf after another. And I want to show y'all, let's see, one leaf right here. Hope I can get it for you guys. It's only just one leaf that has like that light green, that dark green contrast with the light kind of give me a feel for the Thai sunrise when I see that one particular leaf. Just thought that was cool. Shows how plants have their own individual characteristics. But yeah, moving right along. My next one is also a philodendron as well. And I was trying to actually, sorry about that, I didn't even realize I had two philodendrons on my list because I was trying to stay away from the same type of plant. But this is the Philodendron Roseaucataphallum. And I just love this plant. It gave me this latest leaf right here, you guys, which if you can see, it's pretty much almost covering my hand. And this is the biggest leaf. And if you can see right here, it has another shoot. Before that, before this leaf, it gave me, this, I believe it was this leaf right here. So it's been giving me one leaf after another. And it's, I don't know, it's just been growing, and I just love the leaves on here. Look at the venation, the shape, and it feels slightly velvety, a little bit, with a slight firmness to it. But I had to put it on this bamboo stick because it was just starting to just reach all out and start getting really wild. So I'm trying to control it. When you have like a lot of varieties of a large collection, you want to try to compact your space as much as possible. But yeah, let's see. My next plant, which I love, is the lemon lime Maranta, you guys. Look at how full it is. I mean, and it just keeps on growing. It has new shoot right here, another one right here, and I believe it just unfurled a leaf. But yeah, guys, this plant has never stopped growing under my conditions, and I'm just so happy. It actually stopped blooming, I want to say in December. That's when I noticed that it actually stopped blooming. But as far as the growth points, it's just been unfurling one leaf after another. And I mean, just look at it. I think this plant looks pretty good considering I am giving this plant tap water, you guys. Now, unless I got grade A water, it's city water in my town, but tap water, of course, I let it sit out over at least 24 hours before I start watering my plants with it, but I'm not giving it any particular special water treatment or anything like that. And it's getting humidity in here. I kind of lowered my humidity a little bit down to 40%, and still no issues, no crispiness of the leaves or anything like that. I have a couple of crispiness right here and a little bit like right there. But for the overall beauty of the plant, you can't deny it. And I have confidence that when spring does start, excuse me, you guys, that the the blooms once will come back out. Very beautiful plant. Love it, love it, love it. Now my next one, I've talked about. If you've been watching my videos, you should know that I did in fact make a mention of this. If you've been following me on my Instagram, I've been talking heavily about this plant because I just am in awe of it. And that is, let me see, it's so big. Let me see. It's the Pialia Grandifolia coral, you guys. Look, it's so big and so lush you can hardly see my face. But this plant is just not, it's a monster. It has not stopped growing. And what's so impressive to me is the fact that it still bloomed. Look at that. Look at those blooms, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? This cluster right here. Very pretty. It's so fine as far as the blooms. I think of baby breaths when I look at this. And, let's see. They don't, which is crazy. They're so beautiful to look at, you guys. But they do not have any type of a fragrance. But just look at this thing. It just... And this plant, I mean, it is covering my face, you guys. And I have it actually on a bamboo stake. And I have wrapped this thing around because if I don't, it would be so wide. It would be so wide, you guys. Outside of the fact that I love the pattern on the leaves, then it has that little copper tone on the back. But then it just gave me this extra special gift of these beautiful, like baby breath looking blooms. And it seems to be happy, and I mean, it's just so tall and full and lush. And I love it. It has not stopped growing at all. It hasn't skipped not a beat. Now, my next plant, let's see, will be a Hoya. My Hoya Crimson Queen, you guys. This, they say Hoyas grow slow, and I think it depends on the variety. But for me, for this Queen, it has not stopped growing. When I got this plant, now I've had this plant for approximately a year. And when I got it, it was still in the same growing pot because, you don't want to take your Hoyas out. They like being root bound. But where you see all these leaves it was just the tendrils and nothing else. And then it just one leaf after another. It just kept going and going and going and going. And now it's even starting to do a whole new shoot right here. And these leaves, the pink ones that you see right here, you guys, are fairly new, within a matter of 2 weeks new. And it's just so beautiful. It's so full. Let's just take it back. Look at that. And it's just getting sun from both sides, my east-facing window and my south-facing window, and it loves it. So yeah. Now my last plant, you guys, I have not had it for a while. I've had it for a couple of months. And if you've been watching my episodes, I strongly suggest you guys, if you haven't, to check out my plant hauls, my plant unboxings, where you get an opportunity to watch me unbox a couple of plants. And in one of my plant hauls, it was this particular plant that I'm about to show and share with you guys. And it is the Nemanthus Crucifolia Champagne Jam. And the reason why this plant made it on the list is because ever since I've had it, and I've had it probably for maybe, time fly by really fast, I would guess 2, maybe 3 months. And when I got it, as it was acclimating to my home, I was losing a lot of the leaves. And I actually, believe it or not, I had it sitting in my dining room where it was underneath of a table, and it was getting some indirect light from my Sansi light, and it was losing more leaves than I thought that it should have, just for it to get acclimated. And so I brought it in here, and it's getting some light from my east-facing window, and a little bit from the south-facing window. And it's ever since then, it has just been shooting out growth after growth. And I mean, look how full it is at the top. All of that fullness that you're seeing right here, it used to be kind of bald. You could actually see the soil. And all where you're seeing the light colored leaves is new growth. All of this is new growth here. New growth up in here. Let's see. New growth here. And one of the cool things about this plant too is the new growth comes in very, let's see, very fuzzy. I don't even think I can show it. But this is very, very, maybe you can see it a little bit, very fuzzy. And as the leaf matures over time, and it doesn't even really mean the size of the leaf, but as it hardens up, the fuzziness goes away, and then it becomes a little firm. And as it starts to firm up, that's when it starts to reward you with a little bit of that champagne jam color that's in the back. Isn't that beautiful? Now these leaves, the darker leaves, they're more of a leathery feel, whereas the newer leaves as well as the petioles is very fuzzy and soft. It will harden up over time. The petioles will turn, I think, like in woodsy over time. But just look at it. It's just so full. And it's still growing. It has not stopped. It hasn't skipped a beat. And who can deny it? Look at the color, the back. I just love it. Who can deny it, you guys? This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, so these were, I wanted to make sure I picked plants that was thriving under my conditions miraculously throughout the winter, but different varieties at the same time that I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you guys. But I'm curious to know from you guys, any of you that actually experience winter in your hometown, how have your plants been doing? Has there been a couple of plants in your collection that seems to defy the odds of winter and still decide that they wanted to continue to provide us with growth? I would love to hear from you guys. Comment below. But that, for the most part, you guys, that wraps up this video. So you want to keep in mind, you guys, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planting things, then definitely subscribe and hit that like button or unlike button. And you can also comment, please, as well as share the video with any friends you think could benefit from it. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.